Hey folks, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to go through the weekly check-in in the Budget by Paycheck workbook. It is mid-March and I've got everything set up. Let's grab our glasses and get right to it. All right, get some room here. Okay, so it is March. And so far the week went as planned. I actually survived being a full-time grandparent all week, which is a good thing. I'll tell you. Um, I was a stay-at-home mom for 17 years, and there's a big difference between managing uh, active kids when you're young than when you're older. Let's just say I was somewhat relieved to drop the boys off at their dad's house today for a couple days break. So, all right, so we had some bills come in and we did get a paycheck. So this video is all about closing out this first pay period and all of the things that happened there. Okay. So I do have like a $2.50 discrepancy between what is kind of on paper and what's actually in the checkbook, but I'm okay with that. I did look for it and I couldn't find it, but you know what? I feel like I didn't transpose something because if I did, the difference would be divisible by 3, but I'm sure I just wrote something down wrong or keyed something down incorrectly, and I'm hoping it'll kind of pan out at the end of the month. Um, Payroll came in as expected. And by the way, for those of you who are interested in why I share my income, I work for a a university, and my income is public knowledge. If you know my name, you can go look me up on the internet and find out how much I make. So that's why I don't mind disclosing what my salary is. I know for some people that is sensitive area, and I just want to be real with how I'm budgeting and how I'm living. And it doesn't matter whether you're making $1,000 a month or $3,000 a month or $10,000 a month. Your expenses have to kind of be under what your income is. And it's about the process, not about how much I make so much and how much I spend. Just about the process and being in control of whatever it is that you're bringing in. Um, and so again, that's why I share, and it's supposed to be commonly available. So yeah. Rachel did do some contributing to the household. For those of you who may not know, I live in a household. I'm single. I live in a household with my daughter, her 2 boys who are elementary school age, and also my son is in the basement and he is going back to school, so he is trying to save a little bit of money by living in the basement, which is fine by me. But Rachel did a little bit of a contribution, so I added that in. Part of that went towards our 2025 travel fund, which I have a bill due at the end of April, and so I just applied that. It's in here in this mix, paying off the credit card statement, and also in this mix here. So that means the income was $3,120 or so. The expenses that I had, the fixed one, came in as expected this month. I didn't have any surprises. The variable expenses I adjusted a little bit because um, I want to join the gym, and then I also had some unexpected purchases for healthcare. So in order to do that, I just kind of tried to avoid spending anything on entertainment, which I did. I budget $50. Actually, I budget $250 a month now, where $50 in the first pay period, and then in the second pay period of the month, I have that 100 and roughly $50 that I'm spending from now until October for my season tickets for a local sports team. In addition to that, I have the other $50. So the normal entertainment budget that's not my streaming services, I that's what I'm kind of limiting. I also try to limit household and some of the other miscellaneous things that I might do it in order to account for the extra healthcare expenses. I think I did okay. I actually contributed a little bit more than I was expecting into the debt that I have. And as a reminder for those of you who may not have seen the first couple of postings that I made, one of the biggest reasons I started this was I needed some way to be accountable. So the problem was I had this debt. So my debt got up to over $10,000 at one point in January. Um, and I started the debt last fall because I had an unexpected expense in the basement that cost almost $10,000. And I had been slowly whittling away on this, but I was really struggling and I needed a little bit better way to track my expenses, track my spending, and actually control what I was doing instead of just kind of putting things on the paper and hoping it all came out in the end. And I started the YouTube channel in an effort to help, you know, provide me some extra incentive to get this done, to showcase how someone might do it. I'm not saying it's the right way, but it's one way. And so that's why I kind of started the channel was when I'm in January and I'm like, oh my gosh, my debt's so high. I've got to figure out how to take care of this. I kind of knew what the tools were, but I just needed a little bit of motivation, and that's why the YouTube channel came into being. So in any case, so we were talking about the variable expenses, how I adjusted it a little bit so that I can account for this extra health care that I was not anticipating. And there are some charge amounts that aren't in this. This will represent what has been spent from cash or checking. It won't represent the charges. And I did have to charge some, not on purpose. I was ordering some things from Amazon. It was about $91 worth of uh, um, I can't even speak. Supplements and vitamins and stuff, and I just accidentally left it on the default, which was my charge card. But that'll get pulled out. It kind of is included in this US bank payment. I did need to contribute to the travel. I have calculated that I need to contribute every paycheck $502 in order to have enough in the sinking funds in order to pay off the remaining balance of a beach house that we are sharing this summer. This $50 comes out every first of the month, so I just put it towards healthcare, which I know I will need because I have a optometrist appointment on April the 1st. And then finally, as I mentioned, I was able to put a little bit more into the debt that I have than I expected, which is awesome. So I was really happy about that. As far as the food expenses go, so one of the things I wanted to do as a follow up to the no spend February was to have a low spend March. And part of that was to continue to limit the amount of times that I eat out as opposed to going to the grocery store and getting food. And I do believe that even though I did eat at the Civic Center one time during a game, overall I've done a pretty good job eating at home, going to the grocery store, and not being I want to say that eating out is wasteful because sometimes you're just that's what you need to do in order to live your life. But it is more expensive, and for me, I know that if I just plan it and I just work towards it, I can make it to the grocery store no problem. I'm not limited by, not having a car that can get me, or by health reasons that I can't get to the car. So there's no reason for me not to be able to plan this out. So I actually, at the end of the month, I'll just kind of add up of my $400 food budget that I have, how much did I spend at the grocery store versus how much I spent at some dining establishment. I am under budget for food this month, and I think, you know what, I think it's all about shopping at Aldi because their prices are so good. I honestly, I just this purchase right here was a lot of meat. I purchased a lot of meat during this trip, and the fact that it was only $46 is pretty good. I just kind of topped things off. I did have to go to Food Line because while Aldi is good, they don't have everything. So, so as far as the food budget goes, I feel like the first part of the month is pretty good. And this is actually this Aldi and Food Line. These purchases go towards the paycheck for the last part of the month. That's yeah. So this is for the first part, and then this will be part of the last month. And let's see. So I wanted to show that. The other thing I wanted to show, oh, here it is. So what I did, and I did this last month. It's a new little thing I did to try and help me analyze what I've been spending and how I'm going along in the month as far as my budget goes. I put in a budget column that says, okay, well, how much should I be spending on these different categories in the month? And then how much did I expend? How much did I spend for during the first paycheck or from the first paycheck? And then what was the balance, and then how much do I have remaining for the end of the month? And so far everything looks good. Healthcare is an obvious not so good because this is pretty much unexpected. Entertainment. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I specifically didn't spend anything, but I did get um, it's actually posting this weekend the amount for the season tickets. So I'm actually going to be like $100 under budget at the end of the month for entertainment because I don't intend to spend anything else for entertainment other than the normal. Let's see, I think it's sorry. It's like I can't remember. Okay, so it will be YouTube Premium, Netflix, and Amazon ad free. Those are the things that will come out for entertainment here in addition to the $148 for the season tickets. So overall things are looking pretty good. I'm uh, under budget in most areas except healthcare. I pretty much put into the debt and sinking funds what I wanted or more than I wanted. So I feel like I've been on track on that as well. So as far as the first paycheck goes and our closeout, things are looking great. I'm pretty happy. I wouldn't have changed anything during the month. Um, I do have, I guess I should go ahead and share my sinking funds balance. So now I have $1,200 in my sinking funds. And I put it all into the healthcare and the travel. Once the travel's done, I'll be able to contribute like this $500 either towards the debt to pay it off sooner, or to some of the other sinking funds that I know are coming up, like these. These are all the ones that I know are coming up soon and that I'll need to pay. I'm unclear how much I'm going to pay on my glasses, but I know it's going to be more than $200. And hopefully I'll have, by April 1st, hopefully I'll be able to put at least another 150. I feel like that's somewhat realistic. And then I'll just kind of figure out how to um, minimize the cost so that I don't go over too much. So that's pretty much it. It was pretty quick. I don't really have anything else to add. I am going to have another video this weekend, and it will be the setup for the second paycheck, which I received yesterday, actually. So I'm just going to set up the month, and I will showcase that in another video this weekend. If you've made it this far, for the sake of engagement, consider putting a dollar sign in the comments below, or maybe hitting the like. It goes a long way to help grow the channel and support me as a content creator. All right, talk to you soon.